The Le Mans 24-hour race is one of the most grueling tasks one can ever undertake, pushing man and machine to its limits and sometimes above and beyond.
Here we go. Oh my god! Oh my god!
I mean, from the outside, many people might call us weird for, watching cars drive around for 24 hours straight. And maybe they're right, but this race sees no bounds on what it can throw at you. From mechanical failures to crashes. And sure, we've had our Aussies take on the mammoth task of the Le Mans 24-hour before, but we've never had one of our car brands take it on. I swear I've said this in like 2-3 videos now. But bring forth Holden! Yay. It's very well known that the Aussie marquee is, or was, a contender in the Australian Touring Car Championship, or V8 Supercars. But outside of Australia, the brand didn't really compete on the global motorsport scene. Sure, we had the Holden models in certain other categories, and yes, sure, we did have the brand compete in the Dakar Rally a few times, and I guess you could say Holden competed in NASCAR with the Chevy SS, which was a rebranded Holden VF Commodore. But, I mean, I'm kind of stretching it a bit far now. I guess, it was a marketing thing by General Motors. So, anyway, back in the late 1970s, early 80s, a little-known project nicknamed Project Cara. Yeah, I don't know why it was named that either. The car was a highly modified Holden VB Commodore that had a 5-litre V8 power plant which could have reached a top speed of 275 kilometers per hour down the Mulsanne Straight at Le Mans. Compared to its brother in the Australian Touring Car Championship, the engine that would have raced at Le Mans was a detuned V8 engine that would run at 6,200 RPM and slight alterations in order to get the car to be more reliable to complete the whole 24-hour grueling task. The biggest difference, as you could probably see however, for this car was the aero kit. Unlike its ATCC brother, which had a mentality of win on Sunday, sell on Monday, almost looked exactly like its showroom counterpart. The Le Mans Beast would be crazy though. It would have a massive aero kit, especially utilizing ground effect aerodynamics, sucking the car. Good one, Sebastian, you fuck. Sucking the car to the ground, like what we see now on modern day F1 car aerodynamics. Crazy, absolutely crazy to think that this 4-door family sedan was going to perhaps go to Le Mans with this amazing aero kit. The boxy nature of the rear end really gives off the late 70s, early 80s aero kit vibes, with the boxy shapes and whatnot. Another big difference was the front end, having installed secondary lights for, of course, nighttime racing, and 3 massive hood vents in order to get the air flowing through the engine and to keep temps down. Project Cara. I don't know why the fuck they named it Project. It was more than just speculation and talk, with actual engine testing which happened in the late 70s, comparing the engine out of Peter Brock's 05 Commodore with the one that they were going to run at Le Mans. Even though both engines in the ATCC and the one they were planning on running in Le Mans were very similar, unfortunately, there were more plans to do testing, but they couldn't due to the majority of things in all motorsport, money. They just didn't have enough money. I should mention though, this whole Cara project, the whole thing was spearheaded by John Shepherd. Now you may ask, Sebastian, who is John Shepherd? Oh well, buddy, I'm going to tell you. God, that was so fucking cringe, bro. Well, he was, of course, the guy who spearheaded this project, but he was also the managing director of the late great Holden dealership team. He would lead the team into countless championships and countless victories across the whole championship. And I've got to add that a lot of people do mistake the Holden dealer team for the Holden racing team, but they are actually 2 completely different entities. So, to get the car over to Le Mans, John Shepherd, obviously, he wasn't a billionaire and funding was limited, but it was going to cost $500,000, and that, I mean, I haven't done the math, but I'm assuming that'd be over $1 million now with the inflation and shit in 2023. And this was the late 1970s, 80s, and I'm just rambling on now. $500,000, and that's not including development costs of the project either. However, Shepherd was going to try and get the Australian folk behind his plan, really drumming home the David versus Goliath, but it would be Australia versus the world in the French countryside at Le Mans. Kind of like the Monaro at the Bathurst 24-hour race back in the early 2000s. John Shepherd was so certain about getting the car to Le Mans and actually completing the project that he even drummed up a scheme that would sell shares of the car However, investors obviously not getting a return in the car. But it would be like a share in a company, but this time it would be a VB Commodore. But as we all look on with our 2023 glasses, the project would never see the light of day. It's pretty cool to think of a super silhouette DTM-esque Holden Commodore racing around Le Mans, taking on the global manufacturers. And though not confirmed, the information to do this video, it was very scarce, I will admit. Like, there's not a bloody Wikipedia page on the Holden Le Mans project. There are a few documents and whatnot, but I had to scour a lot of forums for this. But from what I can find, the project was likely canned due to General Motors not wanting to invest heavily in the project, and likely furthered by the lack of funding for further development by Holden themselves. But that was just a brief story of Holden at Le Mans. You know, it would have been really cool to see, but obviously not. And now with the demise of the company, it's never going to happen. I mean, never say never, but I'm pretty certain it's never going to happen. So all we can do now is just sit and wonder what it would have been like to see Holden at Le Mans. Or Le Mans.